everyone. So glad you could join me today. I'm Joan, and this is Yoga with Joan Bossy. And this is Yoda, who's joining me today for this practice. We're going to go ahead and get started. You can come to a comfortable seated position on the mat. We're going to breathe a little bit before we begin. You can sit on the edge of a blanket to get your hips up a little higher for the breathing if that feels good for you. And we're just going to close our eyes. Take some breaths, some deeper breaths in. So let us draw the breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth or the nose. Equal or longer exhale. So inhaling through the nose and exhale. Another breath in. And one more breath in. Exhale out. Let your breath return to normal. Checking in with how you feel physically today. Noticing how your mind feels. And checking in with your intention for yoga today. Why is it you came to yoga? What do you need from yoga? So setting your intention here. And whatever that is, I wish that for you too. Taking another couple of breaths here. Allowing yourself to be here and now for this practice. Continuing your inhales and exhales all the way through each asana or position today in yoga. And allowing the eyes to blink open if they were closed. You can remove the blanket if that was part of your practice today in the beginning. And we're going to come into a child's pose here. Sending our knees about hips width distance apart. We'll send those hips back, arms come forward, letting the head come down. Taking a couple breaths here. Letting the arms just reach out, stretching out those shoulders, head can come down. Inhaling. And beginning to exhale out of the pose. Coming to hands and knees, wrists under shoulders. Knees about hips width distance apart as we come into some cat-cows here, dropping the belly on the inhale and raising the chin. And arching the back here as we exhale to cat. Now we arch the back. Sending the chin to the chest. Coming back to an inhale for cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Last time, inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. And I'll come forward. You're staying on your hands and knees. You can send your right leg out to the side. Toes facing forward or a little diagonal. As we come up onto our knee, you can pad that up with a blanket if you need to. We'll inhale our arms up, sending ourselves over to the left, opening up that shoulder. Maybe there's a look up. Another breath in. And we'll exhale the top arm down and over for circle. Arm can come down on the mat. Maybe the right arm comes overhead, reaching overhead. And then inhaling, coming back. One more time to gate pose. Good. And then coming to our hands again as we switch our legs, bringing our left leg out, toes facing forward as we inhale up. And exhale over to gate pose. Left arm comes down onto the leg. Reaching, really reaching with those fingertips, tuning into where you feel the stretch today. And then sending our arm, right arm over to the other side. Fingers can touch down. If you have a book or a block, you need it, you can use it there. And gently opening, maybe opening up the neck by looking up or keeping the heads down, relaxing the face as we stretch overhead. Beginning to come back to gate pose. Beautiful. And we'll let the hands come back down. Coming back to our hands and knees. And putting our wrists under our shoulders again. We'll turn the toes under this time. Sending just the knees up, beginning to activate that core. Another breath here. Building some energy. And then we'll send the hips up high into downward dog. Sending the heels back, ears aligned with the arms. And you can start to pedal those feet a little bit, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe coming to stillness. Also widen those feet, taking a little pressure off the lower back if that feels good. This is our first downward dog, so doing what you need to do to take care of you. And anytime you need to reset into child's pose or coming back down onto your hands and knees, that's fine too. We're just going to be here for another breath. And on the next inhale, we're going to bend those knees and begin to walk slowly up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back, and maybe that's up here on your thighs or down here. Exhale, back down, forward fold. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths, maybe widening the feet a little. You can hold the elbows if that feels good. Maybe the knees are very bent or they're beginning to straighten. Depending on how much of a stretch you've done today. Wherever you are is perfect. So maybe bringing a little more weight to the front of the feet. Again, adding some movement here from side to side if that feels good. Or just coming into stillness. And one more inhale here. And if you have the arms, you can let them go as we bend the knees, inhaling back up all the way to the top, inhaling the arms up out of the waist and back to the heart. Taking a couple breaths here, maybe one palm on one palm, activating those legs, maybe lifting the toes and dropping them down, feeling even weight on both feet. We'll inhale here and exhale. Beginning to open up, bending those knees, opening up the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to frame the feet as we send the right leg back for a big step back onto the ball of the foot. Right knee comes down as we inhale the arms up. Arms can be on the thigh if that feels better for the shoulders today. Again, using where you are to take care of yourself. And we're in low lunge, opening up that hip a little, breathing here, another breath in. Exhale the hands down, and we'll send the front foot back onto the heel here as we fold over any amount. Chest is leading, gently pulling the left hip back. Another breath. And then And sending that knee over the ankle again. Maybe coming to a halfway lift here with the knee into a runner's lunge. Inhale. Taking a moment here to breathe and open up that back leg. And on the next breath, we'll send the back leg forward into that forward fold. 3 breaths here, maybe holding the elbows again. Hanging here, breathing, letting gravity release that neck and shoulders down. And on the next breath, we'll bend those knees. Coming back up, reaching up out of the waist, hands come to the heart. 3 breaths here. Noticing how your body feels. We've warmed up with one leg so far. And then allowing the arms to float back up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, exhale. And this time the left leg will step back onto that left knee. Arms reach up. Nice strong legs. Feeling the top of the back of the foot. Feeling the front knee over the ankle. Grounding you down, both feet like roots into the earth as you reach out of the waist. Inhale. And exhale down, drawing that right leg back, that left hip, straightening the leg a little bit as we reach forward with that chest. Nice stretch here. Another breath in. And bending that knee again. Taking a moment here for maybe a runner's lunge or not. As you take a breath in, lifting that knee if that feels good. And on the next breath, bringing that back leg forward. Coming into forward fold, 3 breaths. And this time you can hold your elbows and hang, let the arms dangle, or you could grab the big toes with the first 2 fingers, inhaling and exhaling the elbows out to the side, drawing the chest towards the thighs. Any amount of stretch is perfect. And then letting the toes go if you had them, or the elbows. Bending those knees, reaching up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. And this time placing one hand on the belly, lower belly, one hand on the heart. Feeling the energy coming through your body as you breathe here. And then we'll bring the arms out to the side. We'll inhale up, we'll take a flow. Exhale down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come to frame that foot as we bring both feet back to plank. And in plank, our hips are high. Long line of energy from the crown of the head to the heels. Now maybe the knees are dropped down here, and that's fine too. So we'll take another breath here. And then beginning to bring yourself down, elbows close to the body. Hands come to the side ribs for cobra, peeling the chest up. And then we'll bring ourselves down. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. And exhale down. Turning the toes under, sending ourselves into cobra yet again, or maybe upward dog. And exhaling back, knees come down into child's pose or downward dog. And again, maybe nodding that head gently, yes, making sure it's loose and relaxed, maybe side to side, no. Beautiful. And on the next breath, we're going to bring the right leg back behind us, reaching back with that heel, taking an inhale here. Exhale, knee comes through, foot plants between the hands. Now, turning the back foot towards the toes, towards the left corner of that mat as we begin to come up into Warrior One. Arms can come up. They can always hang out on the waist here as we bring the hips forward. Breathing 2 more breaths here in Warrior One. Feeling those legs firmly planted on the floor. Back leg is long, knee over ankle in the front. Maybe the heel and the back heel align. It depends on our bone structure. And then we're going to bring our hands together, inhaling them, exhaling to the heart. As we send the arms back, straightening the arms. Nice shoulder stretch here. Maybe there's a look up. And on the next breath, we're going to send our head, keeping the arms clasped, into Humble Warrior. So head comes, maybe the shoulder rests on the thigh lightly as the head is searching down towards the inner calf area. Breathing here in Humble Warrior. Arms reach out. Shoulders are up. Now maybe your Humble Warrior is more here, and that's fine too. Finding where you are today is perfect. Another breath in. And we'll exhale back out, sending our arms back, sending that core, using it to stabilize us. And then allowing the arms to float up, exhaling them down. Beautiful. Coming to plank. And you can go right into child's pose or downward dog or take a flow. Exhaling down to chaturanga or all the way down to the floor, sending ourselves up to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward dog or child's pose. Finding yourself doing what comes organically in downward dog or child's. Maybe pedaling the legs a little. And if you're in child's and you want to come back to downward dog, you can as we bring the left leg out, inhaling it. And gently exhaling it through, planting it between the hands. If it doesn't go, you can place it there. Turning that back foot out for Warrior One. Coming up, taking 3 breaths here. And if your shoulders are a little achy, you can always widen the arms. You can bring the arms together the hands together, So holding here for another breath. Again, feeling the feet on the floor, inhaling the hands together, exhaling into the heart. And I invite you to clasp those hands behind your back again if that's in your practice today. Again, modifying as we go, doing what you need to. Inhale, and we'll exhale to Humble Warrior, sending ourselves down. Feeling, again, the feet, the back foot on the floor, the right side of the back foot, feeling the left side of the front foot stabilizing us. And on your next breath, sending yourself back up. Exhaling back up, using the strength of your legs, your core, your arms. And then allowing the arms to float back up. Shoulders are down. Inhale. And we'll exhale those hands forward, going right into child's pose, downward dog, or taking a flow. And then exhaling back into child's pose or downward dog. Grounding yourself in either child's pose or downward dog. Coming back to your intention, your yoga today. Beautiful. And on the next breath, we'll inhale that right leg out. Exhaling the leg through. Turning the back foot out for warrior one. Hands can stay on the hips today. Or you can add those arms evenly, maybe raising the palms up, making sure your arms are even. Now in warrior two, again, finding that strength in that pose. So grounding yourself down with the feet, activating the thighs, feeling the chest lift gently, head is relaxed, eye gaze over those middle fingers, and then flipping that front palm, reaching up for reverse, and coming back. Breath here. Side angle pose, right forearm across that thigh as we reach with the top arm. Maybe there's a look up, opening up those intercostal muscles, those chest muscles, those rib muscles, And then inhale, exhale back to that warrior two. You're doing great. Straightening that front leg. Exhaling to triangle, reach, 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 and then drop that arm wherever it lands is perfect. Opening up that chest again, sending ourselves, relaxing ourselves in triangle. Another breath here. Beautiful. We're going to send ourselves to reverse triangle from here. So switching those arms, keeping those legs the same. Beautiful. We'll send ourselves back to warrior two briefly. Breath here. And then allow yourself to cartwheel those arms down, framing that foot. Finding child's pose, downward dog, or taking a flow. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. And if you're in child's pose, taking another 2 breaths. Downward dog is perfect if you're there. Either one. Finding yourself back into downward dog if you're in child. Sending that left leg out. Inhale. Exhale it through. Turning that foot back out, maybe parallel with the back of the mat as we cartwheel our arms into warrior two. And then again, finding that stance, that strong warrior two stance. We'll flip that front arm up, inhale, relax the back arm. Exhaling back. Breath here. Left elbow comes across the thighs, the right arm lifts, reaching overhead. Nice long line of energy from the fingertips to down to the back of the right heel, reaching out and up. Another breath here. Inhaling. Exhale back out. Warrior two. Beginning to straighten that front leg as we reach, reach, reach. Dropping that arm, reaching back up. Triangle pose. Nice open chest. Where is the head? The head can be relaxed. Down, looking down, or off to the side, or even up. relaxing the neck, relaxing the face, reaching with the top arm, reaching with the bottom arm. One more inhale, and we'll exhale back into reverse triangle. Nice, opening up the front body here. And then finding our warrior two. And then we'll cartwheel those arms, framing that foot, finding your child's pose, downward dog, or take a flow. Check in with your energy level and see how you're feeling today. Changing it where you need to. Lots of choices in yoga. Another breath here. Now you're either in child's pose or downward dog, breathing, stretching out that back. Beautiful work today on those standing poses. And then if you're in child, you can come back to downward dog as we bend the knees and hop lightly or walk to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and we rise, reaching up and exhaling down. We'll get ready for our balance pose before coming down. So coming to the front of your mat, finding your drishti, your focal point, as you continue to breathe evenly throughout the whole balance. Maybe taking tree today. Bringing the weight into the right foot. Taking the left foot and placing it anywhere above or below the knee, ankle, calf area, or even to the inner thigh area. Leg and foot pushing into each other. Adding the arms, if that's in your practice today, maybe growing your tree up. Lifting that chest, continuing to find that focal point, and breathe. It's normal to sway, trees sway. And as that ankle is stabilizing, there will be motion. So inhaling your hands together and down, or whatever hand gesture you're using today. We'll take another breath in tree. And then the arms release, leg releases. Coming back, maybe one hand over one hand on your chest, one hand on the lower belly and the heart. Taking a couple breaths here, returning to your intention today. Noticing how your body feels. Getting ready for the other side. Finding that drishti, that point of focus that's not moving. Sending the weight into the left side of the leg. Placing the foot above or below, anywhere but the knee, on your leg. Coming into your tree today, whatever that looks like. Being okay with what is today. Deciding what you need. Yoga is a practice. It's different every day. So having grace with yourself. If we fall out of tree, we get back in. Taking your time here, we'll take another breath in tree. Taking our arms out and legs release. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling down to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands frame the feet. Coming back to plank, taking our plank here, nice and strong, wrists under shoulders. We'll come into side plank here, rolling over to the right side, stacking the feet or putting one foot in front of the other as we come into plank on the right. And if you need more, you can always reach that foot up, reaching up. You can keep the foot down. You can have one knee down, modifying, doing whatever you need to do to take care of yourself today and practice your yoga. And then we'll bring ourselves back into plank, gently dropping the knees, pushing back into a child's pose, grounding ourselves down, noticing our heartbeat. Coming back from here into plank, sending our knees up. Our knees can be down too. Rolling over to the other side, taking plank on the opposite side, reaching up with the top arm, reaching the leg up if that's in your practice, or keeping that leg in front. You can have one knee bent. Finding ourselves breathing here, heart stays lifted, legs, hips are pulling up against gravity. Another breath here. And gently rolling back to plank. Dropping those knees, sending yourself back into child's pose. You can always widen the knees if that feels good. You can bring the legs, the arms back, the palms up, resting in embryo. Lots of choices. You could always, if your head doesn't reach the mat, you could add your fists. Beautiful. Bringing ourselves back to table. We'll take an inhale, dropping that belly, coming into cow. Exhaling to cat. Rounding that spine. Dropping the belly, tailbone lifts, inhale. Exhale. Belly pulls in with the chin, rounding that spine. Beautiful. Coming back to a seated position on the mat. Widening those legs. As we inhale up, reaching for the left leg, folding over it any amount. Keeping that spine long, reaching with the chest. Taking that same arm as the leg, sending it to the inside, reaching up for a nice opener here. Chest opener, arm comes overhead. And then unwinding from that, coming back up. Inhaling, turning towards the opposite leg, folding over that leg, flexing that foot. Keeping that left hip on the ground as we reach, folding over that leg any amount. Taking that right arm, that same right arm on the inside of the leg, sending the opposite arm overhead for an opening here. Just reaching towards the sky. Head looking up if it doesn't hurt the neck today. Keeping that left hip firmly planted on the floor. Another breath. Beautiful. We'll slowly come back up. And you can use a block or a book to put your hands on as you gently lean forward any amount. Maybe this is enough today. Maybe you need more as you walk your hands down, coming into your forward fold. Letting the neck and the head drop, relaxing here. Inhale, and beginning to walk back up. Taking the legs and drawing them together. Soles of the feet come together in butterfly. You can bring your hands around your ankles or around the feet if that's accessible to you. If not, you can let those knees just come down, opening up that inner thigh groin area. Maybe wrapping your hands around your feet as you inhale here. Exhale, folding forward. Again, any amount of stretch is perfect as long as you feel it. Remembering to turn inside and notice how it feels. Notice where you feel the stretch in your body. We'll take one more inhale. And then we'll exhale back out, sending both feet forward. Soft bend in the knees. As we inhale, the arms up, folding over those legs. Any amount of fold is perfect. Leading with that chest, spine long, relaxing the head and the neck down. Maybe coming out and folding back in again. Whatever feels good for your body. Another breath here. And then folding back out, coming down onto our backs. Adding a little bit of core work here, tilting back before we go all the way down, coming to maybe your toes as you balance here. Maybe your hands come and rest here as you lift one leg, lift the other, and bent knee and boat. You can try to challenge yourself by lifting and dropping one leg, or you could go further, adding the arms out here. You could also come to the full expression, using those ab muscles, those core muscles, activating them. We'll take another 2 breaths wherever you are today, wherever that is. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here. And then allowing yourself to come back. Take another boat pose, tilting back a little, maybe just raising one leg or both, dropping one leg down. Hands can be on the earth, they can be out. We're beginning to breathe again. Being okay with whatever is today. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down. And using your ab muscles to come down or holding the backs of your thighs. Sending the knees into the chest, maybe a rock from side to side. Arms come out to a T as we drop the knees over to the right. Eye gaze goes to the left, to the right. Knees to the left, eye gaze to the right. And if you need more, you can wrap the top leg over the bottom leg once or twice. Eye gaze can be up if it hurts your neck to look over to the right. Deep breaths in this nice, beautiful spinal twist here. So good for your back. Really feeling both shoulder blades on the floor. If your mind begins to wander, coming back to that inhale with your attention. Relaxing that face. And then beginning to unwind, sending yourself back towards the center. Knees can come in. Dropping the arms out, letting the knees come over. Maybe wrapping or keeping the knees there wherever you need. Taking a look over the left shoulder. I can feel that Yoda's not here. My feet feel an empty little dog bed over there. He's waiting for his walk, which is going to happen very soon. Another breath here. And again, if you feel that you need more, you can always wrap the legs on top of the other. Sending the legs back towards the center, widening the knees, setting the hands down to the soles of the feet for happy baby. Great hip opener, letting yourself rock side to side or come to stillness. You can always straighten one leg, straighten the other. Good, another breath. And then sending our soles of our feet together. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. As we take a couple breaths here. Noticing the calmness or the peacefulness you may feel. Coming back to your intention for yoga. Arms can come to the sides as we send one leg straightened out and then the other. Feet can be flopped open to the outside. Arms can be up to receive or down to ground you a little more. As you begin to take 5 to 10 breaths here. As you breathe here, I'll read the quote for the day. Eleanor Roosevelt said a quote, "You must do the thing you think you cannot do." And when she said this, I really believe she wants us all to reach out of our comfort zones. Even though we think it's going to be hard or we think it's tough, we can do it. You just have to take that first step. Letting your body grow heavy on the mat. Feeling your nice long spine on the mat. Relaxing the jaw, letting the tongue fall back in the mouth. Shavasana pose where we become still, resisting the urge to move. Letting all the poses integrate and process in the body. And if you need more, please take more time, pause this video, and let yourself relax in Shavasana. You can begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes if you decide you want to move on. Reach the arms over the head, legs and arms reaching in opposite directions, moving the arms over to the left and then over to the right. Sending one knee in to the chest and then the other. And you can either roll, you can start to rock a little, massaging the spine as you begin to bring the awareness back into the room. And then allowing yourself to roll over to one side, making a pillow for your head in a fetal position, thinking of 3 things you're grateful for today. Letting those eyes float open. If they were closed, sending yourself back very, very slowly to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Inhaling the arms up. Reaching the hands together and down. And we'll gently bow our heads. Thank you all for joining me for yoga today. I hope you continue your practice each day, moving or stretching in some way. The light and the teacher in me honors the light and the teacher in all of you. Namaste. And thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate the energy that you put into yoga. I love yoga. It's helped me so much, and I hope you continue to practice. I'll have a new video out every week. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll get that. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.